Today I'm going to be explaining why these are some of the hardest slabs to clean, but first we're going to do a walk around the property and clean out some really nasty gutters. If you like this sort of stuff, make sure you're subscribed and leave a thumbs up on the video. Hi guys, welcome to the video. I just want to let you know straight off the bat that I actually underpriced this job, and there's a couple of reasons contributing to why I did that. The first one being that I've actually ignored some of the previous advice that I've given you guys. Check the water pressure. This customer had quite low water pressure coming from the tap, meaning I had to stop the pressure washer about every 20 minutes to wait for the tank to fill back up, which is very annoying. And the second thing was poor drainage. All of the drains around the property were actually at high points on the patio, meaning the water actually travels away from the drains and ends up pooling on different areas of the patio. And it's just very annoying at the end when you're trying to wash everything down and you're left with all these dirty patches because of standing water. Also, the original quote included a pressure wash and a chemical treatment on all of the slabs around the property. The decking that you can see in the background, we were going to give it a wash and a biocide treatment. And then the gutters, we're going to get a good vacuum out, and then we were going to actually wash the externals of the gutters as well. About a week before I was due to start work, the lady sent me a message to say that she's had a nasty vet bill. One of the dogs has fallen ill and that she could only afford to get part of the work done. Now, as you know, I like to break down my quotes for the customer so that they can see exactly what they're paying for. And when I priced the job, I was pricing it based on all of the work being complete on the same day. And so I priced each service slightly cheaper than I would have done if I was to do these jobs on their own. And so when she changed her mind and decided to not go ahead with the decking and the gutter wash, it meant that my earnings for that day were almost cut in half. And it's through no fault of the customer, but it's very hard to increase your quote once you've written it all down. And to be honest, it's not something that I'd do anyway. Part of me thinks I should write out some terms and conditions. Part of me thinks I should start taking deposits for this sort of work. And another part of me is just writing it off to experience and a bit of bad luck. Let me know what you think in the comments. I need to get a GoPro really, don't I? Strap it to my head. These are nice and full. Can't get a decent angle from up here. These clips are a bit of a nightmare. You have to keep stopping and jumping over them. Wow, this one is very full. Quite common in these corners that you get a load of stuff trapped under that flashing, but it's quite flexible, so you can just sort of pull this up and move it around, so it's worth getting up there with a ladder in these corners, I reckon. Trying to get this bit done before the rain comes in. practice to clear the hoses out by filling up a bucket of water after the job's done and sucking it all through. After you do that, you'll immediately feel a weight difference in this hose because there's so much that gets clogged up in here, but as soon as you run some water through it, it's so much lighter. This is a quick plug for the live streams that I do every Monday night at 7:30. I've been having a lot of fun with these lately, and recently we've had a few guests, including Julia from Gutter Vacuum Systems, Darren from PWS, Squeaky Clean Dave from YouTube, and Callum from Solar Secure UK. I think my accountant's going to be joining me soon as well, so that should be interesting. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. Right, these slabs. I've been doing a bit of research. I think what they are is just reconstituted concrete slabs. They're very, very common. If you're working on properties in the UK, there's a very good chance you'll come across these at some point. The ones I've had particular issues with are the yellow coated ones. I'll put a picture on screen so that you can see how I think they looked when they were new. These ones are very, very old. And I think when they've been exposed to the elements for so long, they lose their coating and then they become very, very porous, and they allow all that lichen and algae to seep deep into the pores, and it becomes a nightmare to clean. And it's not really a case of just turning the pressure up or getting a bit closer to the slab when you're cleaning it, because they also become very brittle. When that top coating is gone, you can actually feel when you're too close with the turbo nozzle, you can feel the aggregate starting to shoot off. And so essentially you're just causing more damage by applying too much pressure. I'll insert a clip here of a different job that I never posted on this channel. I filmed the whole thing, but it was such a poor result that I didn't bother putting it up. I'm very conscious that on the internet people only ever post the good things, and so I think for the sake of clarity it's worth you guys seeing that not all results are great. Okay, hypo's been down for about 15 minutes. Definitely brightened up the patio a lot. These streaks are just bits of mud because there's a bit of a drainage issue here. Definitely brightened everything up and removed all those streaks left from the turbo nozzle, which was the main aim. The black spots are going to be real tough on this one. They're going to be a right pain. I'm going to have to do multiple treatments, but I'm not hopeful that it's all going to be clear. You can see the difference with the hypo just over here. So that's obviously not been cleaned. That's been cleaned, and I've put no hypo down. and that's been cleaned, and I have put hypo down, so you can see where the quite heavy streaking from the turbo, it just gets cleared up with the hypo. And so I just wanted to get, I knew I'd need to do more than one treatment on this, so I wanted to get that down early, allow it to work for a while. This side entrance has come up real nice. These sort of council slabs always look good. So yeah, I've got a full tank again. That was the main reason I stopped, because the tank was empty. So I've got a full tank now. I'm going to crack on and do the rest. Yeah, it is a shame about these black spots, but yeah, after 3 chemical treatments, you just sort of got to call it a day after a while. But she's pleased. She said it looks a hell of a lot brighter, and she understands that they were never going to be perfect. But I'm happy now that I know that she's happy. These have come up well. Rinsed everything down. Told her don't let the dog out for a couple of hours. Yeah, we're all done. So like I said, I weren't particularly happy with that job, so I didn't end up posting it, but I think it was good for you guys to see. So back to this job, I had a bit more success with these other slabs that were surrounding the rest of the house. You can see the step is the same as the ones on the left, and that's suffering with the same issue of losing all that coating and absorbing all the algae. But I think, again, because they are all just so old and so weathered, to try and get rid of all the streaks left from the turbo nozzle, and to try and clear the black spots as well, there's a very fine line here between doing your best to try and thoroughly clean the surface, but not etching it and causing permanent damage. And so my plan here was to just try and let the chemicals do the rest of the work, and to not put too much pressure down on the slabs. And for me personally, I'd rather leave some black spots down than to leave the property with etch marks all over the place. So after I'd finished rinsing everything down, it was time to apply some hypo. And I started out with a mix of about 5:1. And here, just for a bit more control, I decided to apply it with the pump sprayer instead. This was just about, I think it's about 15 quid from Screwfix. I don't think the X-Jet was a good fit for this property, just because of the amount of skinny walkways and corners and stuff. I don't want to be dragging hoses around and manoeuvring 25 litre barrels of hypo. I also think it's good practice to not rule out certain tools once you've upgraded. You know, there's always a time and a place for certain tools. And that's why I always keep the pump sprayer in the van, just in case I come across like a smaller property or something a bit awkward with poor access, for example. It's definitely a bit slower, but it's much more controlled than an X-Jet, for example. And you'll probably end up using less chemicals as well. Okay, we're all done. Looking much better. This bit over here, don't want to get my shoes too dirty. Much better. I'm going to take some pictures, then I'm going to head off. Damn it. Bit of standing water in some places, which is annoying. The hypo's done its job. It's got rid of all those little lines and streaks. This bit hasn't come up amazing, but these slabs are very porous, and so they let all the lichen soak right into the pores of the slab. It's not perfect, but it's much better than it was. I'm not very happy with this bit at the front, honestly. Again, standing water, that's going to dry dirty. And then these slabs at the front, lots of black spots that I just could not shift. But overall, I'm happy. Gutters are clear, and we're done. I want to say a massive thank you to all of my members who continue to support me every month. I don't take it for granted at all. You're all incredibly generous, and it really does keep me posting these videos. All the kind words and comments and the likes and stuff. It's a real surprise, actually. I never thought my channel would get to this point, and so I really appreciate you all. Thank you for watching.